The transit of Mercury through Aquarius, occurring from February 11th to February 27th, brings with it a fascinating mix of intellectual curiosity and innovative communication. Aquarius, ruled by Saturn and co-ruled by Rahu, is a sign associated with progress, technology, humanitarian pursuits, and unconventional thinking. When Mercury transits this air sign, it creates a unique blend of energies that can significantly influence various aspects of human life. It is essential to note that these interpretations are based on sidereal or Vedic astrology, which accounts for the approximately 24-degree difference with the tropical zodiac. Mercury is often associated with skills such as communication, logical reasoning, quick decision-making, intelligence, and adaptability. It also governs areas like marketing, hobbies, calculative abilities, and youthfulness. When Mercury transits through a sign, it brings the energy of that sign to the forefront, influencing how individuals communicate, think, and process information. Aquarius embodies the energy of innovation, humanitarian ideals, technology, and progressive thought. Together, Mercury and Aquarius create a powerful dynamic that emphasizes intellectual pursuits, futuristic thinking, and collaboration. Aquarius is known for its association with collective progress, innovation, and societal reforms. During Mercury's transit through this sign, we can expect an increased focus on ideation, community-driven efforts, and unconventional approaches to problem-solving. Conversations during this period are likely to revolve around social causes, technological advancements, and visionary ideas. The transit encourages open-mindedness, making it an excellent time for brainstorming and collaborating with others to achieve common goals. The energy of Aquarius may also amplify curiosity about science, technology, and humanitarian endeavors, pushing individuals to explore these areas with renewed enthusiasm. This particular Mercury transit is further intensified by its conjunction with Saturn and the Sun in Aquarius. Saturn, already transiting Aquarius, adds a layer of seriousness and responsibility to Mercury's influence. Around February 25th, Mercury will form a deep conjunction with Saturn, highlighting themes of discipline, structured thinking, and accountability. This alignment encourages individuals to think pragmatically, focus on long-term goals, and make calculated decisions. While Mercury alone is often quick and lighthearted, its interaction with Saturn tempers this energy, fostering a more deliberate and methodical approach to communication and problem-solving. Simultaneously, the Sun's entry into Aquarius on February 12th further enriches this transit. The Sun represents vitality, authority, and self-expression. Its conjunction with Mercury and Saturn during this period will emphasize the importance of aligning personal goals with collective objectives. This alignment urges individuals to take a balanced approach, combining creative expression with practicality and a sense of social responsibility. The Sun's presence also adds a touch of optimism, helping mitigate the otherwise serious tone brought by Saturn. Another essential aspect to consider during this transit is Mercury's neutral nature. Mercury's energy is significantly shaped by its surroundings and the planets it interacts with. In this case, its close proximity to Saturn will influence its functioning, leaning toward structured and disciplined communication. Aquarius's association with innovation and technology might encourage individuals to utilize modern tools and platforms to express their ideas effectively. This transit could spark interest in learning new skills, particularly those related to technology or communication, and applying them in practical ways. During this time, there may also be an increased emphasis on networking and collaboration. Aquarius's energy fosters connections with like-minded individuals, making this an ideal period to expand one's social or professional circles. People may find themselves drawn to intellectual discussions, group activities, and collaborative projects that align with their personal or professional goals. This is also a favorable time to explore innovative ideas and implement strategies that break away from conventional norms. However, it is crucial to remain mindful of potential challenges during this transit. Saturn's influence might create a sense of pressure or restriction, particularly in communication and decision-making. Individuals may feel the need to double-check their facts, avoid impulsive actions, and approach situations with caution. While this can be beneficial in fostering thoroughness and accuracy, it might also lead to moments of self-doubt or hesitation. Balancing Saturn's seriousness with Mercury's adaptability will be key to navigating this period effectively. It's crucial to recognize Mercury as a neutral planet that adopts the traits of planets it associates with. Thus, its impact during transits depends on its planetary alignments. In the absence of such connections, it reflects the nature of the ruling planet of the sign it's in. Mercury symbolizes communication influenced by surroundings, mirroring how conversations reflect one's company. In essence, Mercury's transit triggers curiosity regarding matters related to the sign and house it traverses, prompting information gathering and sharing, aligning with Mercury's fundamental nature to communicate and exchange knowledge. To assess the impact of this transit, it's crucial to consider your ascendant and moon signs. The ascendant sign provides insights into the timing of life events, while the moon sign reveals how you'll emotionally respond to these changes. Consider the position of your current Maha-Dasha lord in your birth chart, as it can shed light on how these transits will influence the recurring themes of your current Dasha period. A more precise understanding of the impact of this transit can be gained by examining Mercury's Ashtakavarga score in Aquarius. Keep in mind that the effects of this transit will differ from person to person, contingent on Mercury's interaction with the planets in their individual birth charts, or its transit through the zodiac. It's also worth noting that individuals currently experiencing the influence of Mercury Dasha may feel the effects of this transit more intensely. It's important to remember that the effects of this transit will vary for each person. To understand how this transit may affect you based on your zodiac sign and the houses it transits, let's delve into those specifics. For Aries, as Mercury transits Aquarius, it activates your 11th house of income, gains, friendships, and long-term ambitions. This is a significant period where your communication skills, intellect, and strategic thinking come into play, allowing you to expand your social network, establish new connections, and make strides toward fulfilling your aspirations. During this transit, you may notice that your interactions become more casual and social, moving away from strictly professional conversations. You will be engaging more with friends, elder siblings, and professional networks, exchanging ideas and building valuable relationships. Your communication style will be sharp, analytical, and persuasive, which can help you negotiate better opportunities, whether in business dealings, job discussions, or financial investments. Mercury's transit through this house allows you to harness your intelligence and adaptability to create meaningful connections that support your long-term ambitions. On the professional front, this period is highly beneficial, especially for those working in fields related to communication, finance, trade, consulting, or networking. Your clever approach and eloquence will work in your favor, making it easier for you to secure financial gains. If you are in banking, marketing, sales, or any field that relies on communication and intellectual skills, this transit can bring recognition, new opportunities, and an increase in earnings. Independent entrepreneurs will find this an excellent time to expand their ventures, as Mercury's influence in the 11th house fosters growth through networking and strategic planning. Financially, this is a favorable period for monetary gains, salary increments, and bonuses. If you have been making investments, you might start seeing profits materialize now. Those involved in the stock market, trading, or speculative businesses could experience positive results. However, it is essential to be calculated and avoid impulsive decisions when it comes to financial matters. Mercury's analytical nature supports strategic thinking, so taking time to evaluate your investments and financial plans can help maximize returns. Your personal life will also experience a boost during this transit. Your interactions with your spouse or romantic partner will be open and honest, strengthening your bond. This is a good time to express your emotions and desires more freely, ensuring better understanding and harmony in your relationships. Family relationships, particularly with siblings, will also improve, and you may spend more time connecting with loved ones, sharing ideas, and even collaborating on projects. Since Mercury rules your 3rd house of efforts and initiatives, its placement in the 11th house suggests that your hard work and determination will be focused on achieving long-term desires. You may find yourself actively working towards fulfilling personal goals, whether they relate to career advancements, financial stability, or personal development. Your daring nature and willingness to take calculated risks will be highlighted, making this a time when you can push past previous limitations and strive for higher achievements. The 11th house represents large social circles, while the 3rd house rules over smaller circles such as close friends, siblings, and neighbors. With Mercury transiting this house, you may find yourself bridging the gap between your intimate connections and wider networks. Introducing close friends to professional contacts, engaging in group activities, or participating in collaborations will be beneficial for you. Business partnerships and team-oriented projects will thrive, as your ability to connect with people and convey ideas effectively will help you gain support and cooperation. Your health remains stable, but since Mercury also governs your 6th house of illness and competition, you should be mindful of issues related to stress and nervous system-related ailments. For those in employment, Mercury's transit in the 11th house is particularly beneficial. The 6th house represents daily work and service, and its ruler moving into the house of gains suggests positive developments in your career. If you are struggling with job-related challenges or facing difficulties in securing a stable position, this transit can bring new opportunities. Those seeking a change in jobs may come across promising openings, and those currently employed may receive recognition, promotions, or salary increments. If you are involved in competitive environments or exams, this transit will enhance your ability to strategize and outperform rivals. However, as Mercury governs your 6th house, which also represents conflicts, debts, and legal matters, some caution is advised. Be aware of hidden enemies or workplace politics, as someone may try to undermine your progress. Stay vigilant about financial dealings to avoid unnecessary debt or contractual issues. If you are involved in ongoing legal matters, this transit can bring developments in your favor, but it is advisable to proceed with careful analysis and professional guidance. Saturn's presence in Aquarius adds another dimension to this transit, bringing discipline, responsibility, and long-term vision to your endeavors. While Mercury fosters quick thinking and adaptability, Saturn urges you to be methodical and patient in executing your plans. This combination ensures that any growth or success achieved during this period is sustainable and well-structured. You may have to work harder than usual, but the rewards will be long-lasting. As the Sun joins Mercury in Aquarius during this transit, your leadership qualities will come to the forefront. This is a great time to take charge of group projects, assume leadership roles, or showcase your abilities in a professional setting. Your ideas and contributions will gain attention, and you may find yourself in a position where others look up to you for guidance and inspiration. This alignment supports bold decision-making and innovative thinking, making it an ideal period for brainstorming new strategies and executing ambitious plans. One thing to be cautious about is spreading yourself too thin. With so many opportunities for socializing, networking, and professional growth, you might feel overwhelmed by the demands on your time and energy. Prioritizing your commitments and managing your schedule efficiently will be key to making the most of this transit. Focus on what truly matters and delegate tasks when necessary to avoid burnout. Overall, Mercury's transit through Aquarius in your 11th house is a period of tremendous growth, both socially and professionally. Your ability to communicate effectively, make strategic decisions, and connect with influential people will open doors for success. Whether it's financial gains, career advancements, or personal development, this transit supports progress in multiple areas of life. Stay focused, maintain clarity in your dealings, and embrace the opportunities that come your way. With persistence, adaptability, and strategic planning, this period can be one of the most rewarding times for you. For Taurus, Mercury's transit through Aquarius in your 10th house is a powerful period that directly influences your career, status, and public image. As the ruler of both your 2nd and 5th houses, Mercury brings the themes of finance, communication, learning, and speculation into the professional sphere. This is a time when you may feel a heightened sense of ambition, actively seeking ways to improve your career trajectory, establish authority in your field, or gain recognition for your skills. Conversations with figures of authority, such as your boss, government officials, or legal advisors, will likely become more frequent and significant. Whether you are discussing career advancements, financial matters, or legal concerns, your ability to articulate your thoughts and negotiate effectively will play a crucial role in shaping the outcomes of these discussions. Financially, since Mercury governs your 2nd house of wealth and savings, you may encounter moments of financial instability, prompting you to reassess your budgeting strategies or explore new income sources. However, this period also presents opportunities for financial growth through strategic investments or career advancements. If you are involved in business, your ability to analyze markets, make calculated risks, and capitalize on innovative ideas could lead to substantial profits. The speculative nature of the 5th house, combined with Mercury's intellectual influence, makes this an excellent time for ventures in the stock market, trading, or other forms of investment. Those working in finance, media, or education will particularly benefit from this transit, as communication skills and analytical thinking are heightened. If you have been facing difficulties at work, whether due to misunderstandings, lack of recognition, or stagnation, Mercury's movement into Aquarius can bring clarity and opportunities for improvement. Job seekers may find that their past qualifications or previous experiences now play a pivotal role in securing new positions. If you have recently completed a degree or specialized training, this transit enhances your chances of finding a job that aligns with your educational background. Since Mercury is also your 5th house ruler, those pursuing careers in creative fields, entertainment, teaching, or stock trading may find this period particularly favorable. Innovative ideas will flow more freely, making it a great time to propose new projects, seek leadership roles, or take on tasks that require problem-solving and intellectual agility. This is also a period of increased professional networking. Engaging in meaningful conversations with influential figures, participating in industry discussions, and making strategic connections can significantly enhance your career prospects. Since Mercury thrives on communication, your ability to express ideas clearly and persuasively will determine your success. Whether you are pitching a proposal, negotiating a deal, or discussing career growth with your employer, your words will carry weight. Pay close attention to how you present yourself, as this transit heightens your visibility in the workplace. People are more likely to notice your talents, and your reputation may be a topic of discussion. If handled wisely, this can work in your favor, leading to promotions, recognitions, or valuable career opportunities. The presence of Saturn in Aquarius during this transit adds a layer of discipline and long-term thinking to your professional endeavors. Saturn's influence encourages a structured approach to career growth, pushing you to think strategically rather than impulsively. This is a time to set concrete career goals, evaluate your long-term aspirations, and take measured steps towards success. While Mercury's energy is fast and adaptable, Saturn ensures that your efforts are grounded in realism, preventing you from making hasty or uncalculated decisions. If you have been contemplating a major career change, this transit provides the intellectual clarity needed to make informed choices. Another key theme of this transit is the role of family in your professional life. Since Mercury governs your second house of family and finances, you may find that family members play a crucial role in your career decisions. This could manifest as financial support from loved ones, guidance from experienced family members, or even the involvement of relatives in your business. If you have been considering a family-run enterprise, this is a favorable time to explore the possibilities. You may find yourself taking on more responsibilities toward your family's financial well-being, whether by managing assets, planning inheritances, or making investments on behalf of your loved ones. The conjunction of the Sun and Mercury in Aquarius amplifies your leadership qualities, pushing you into the spotlight. You may find yourself taking on more authoritative roles, whether through promotions, public speaking opportunities, or managerial responsibilities. This is a time to embrace leadership with confidence, as your ability to think ahead and communicate effectively will earn you respect and influence. However, with increased visibility comes increased scrutiny. Be mindful of how you present yourself to others, as any miscommunication or lapse in judgment could have professional consequences. On a personal level, this transit encourages introspection regarding your career choices and aspirations. You may find yourself questioning whether your current path aligns with your long-term goals. If you feel unfulfilled in your profession, this is a time to explore new avenues that better match your skills and interests. The analytical nature of Mercury, combined with the forward-thinking energy of Aquarius, makes this a powerful period for career planning and self-evaluation. Take the time to reflect on what truly drives you and make adjustments as necessary. Despite the many professional advantages of this transit, it is important to maintain a balance between work and personal life. Mercury in the 10th house can make you overly focused on career matters, potentially leading to stress or neglect of personal relationships. Since Mercury also governs your 5th house of romance and creativity, ensure that you allocate time for leisure activities, self-expression, and meaningful connections with loved ones. Engaging in hobbies, spending quality time with your children or partner, and allowing yourself moments of relaxation will help you maintain emotional well-being amid professional demands. Overall, Mercury's transit in your 10th house is a highly productive period that favors career advancements, financial planning, and intellectual growth. Whether you are seeking a promotion, launching a business, or making strategic investments, this transit provides the clarity and communication skills necessary for success. While challenges may arise in the form of financial uncertainties or professional pressures, your ability to think critically and adapt to new situations will serve you well. For Gemini, Mercury's transit through Aquarius brings a dynamic shift for Gemini individuals, as Mercury is your ruling planet, governing both your 1st house of self and 4th house of home and inner peace. When it moves into your 9th house of higher wisdom, spirituality, long-distance travel, and fortune, you will find yourself drawn toward intellectual exploration, philosophical discussions, and expansive thinking. This period encourages you to step beyond your immediate surroundings and seek knowledge from diverse sources, whether through travel, academic pursuits, or deep conversations with mentors and guides. During this time, your curiosity will be at an all-time high, pushing you to learn about various religions, ancient texts, and esoteric wisdom. If you've ever been interested in delving into subjects like mythology or spiritual philosophy, this is the perfect moment to do so. Mercury in Aquarius thrives on unconventional thinking, so you may find yourself questioning traditional beliefs and seeking out progressive or alternative viewpoints. This could also lead to meaningful interactions with teachers, gurus, or wise individuals who broaden your perspective. If you are a student, this transit is particularly beneficial for higher education, as it enhances your ability to absorb information quickly and articulate your thoughts with clarity. The presence of Mercury in your 9th house also highlights a strong urge for travel and exploration. You may find opportunities to travel long distances, possibly for academic, professional, or spiritual reasons. If you have been waiting for a visa approval or planning to study abroad, things could now move forward smoothly. Even if you're not physically traveling, you'll likely immerse yourself in learning about different cultures, philosophies, and belief systems. Engaging with individuals from diverse backgrounds will be enlightening, and their perspectives may shape your worldview in unexpected ways. From a career standpoint, this transit encourages you to expand your professional reach. You may feel inclined to pursue opportunities that involve teaching, publishing, law, research, or international business. If you've been contemplating starting a blog, podcast, or YouTube channel to share your knowledge, now is an excellent time to take action. Your words will carry weight, and you may find yourself influencing others through your ideas and insights. Those in professions related to academia, media, law, and spirituality will particularly benefit from this transit, as Mercury in the 9th house strengthens intellectual pursuits and public engagement. Mercury's connection to your 4th house of home and comfort suggests that your living environment may be influenced by this transit. You might decide to move to a different city, or even another country for work or education. If you are already settled, you may introduce new philosophical or cultural elements into your home, such as incorporating meditation practices, creating a personal library, or engaging in discussions with family members about higher wisdom. There is also the possibility of traveling with family members, particularly your mother, since the 4th house represents maternal influences. This period encourages deep discussions within the household, and you may seek to create a home environment that aligns with your evolving beliefs. The influence of Saturn in Aquarius alongside Mercury will add a layer of discipline to your intellectual pursuits. While Mercury encourages quick learning and adaptability, Saturn demands structure and depth. This means that while you'll be eager to explore a variety of subjects, you will also be inclined to study them seriously rather than just skimming the surface. This combination is excellent for those pursuing advanced studies, research, or writing projects. However, it may also make your communication style more serious or reserved, so be mindful of how you express your thoughts to avoid coming across as overly critical or rigid. As the Sun joins Mercury in Aquarius, you will experience a boost in confidence when sharing your ideas. The Sun's influence will make you more vocal and expressive, and you may receive recognition for your knowledge and expertise. This is a favorable time for public speaking, teaching, and making presentations, as people will be more receptive to your insights. However, with both Mercury and the Sun in your 9th house, there is a possibility of becoming overly opinionated or fixated on your beliefs. While it's wonderful to be passionate about your ideas, it's equally important to remain open to different perspectives. On a personal level, this transit encourages meaningful conversations with your romantic partner or potential love interests. If you are in a relationship, you and your partner may engage in deep discussions about future goals, spirituality, or shared travel plans. You might also explore new experiences together, such as attending workshops, retreats, or cultural events. If you are single, you may be drawn to individuals who challenge your intellect and share your love for knowledge. Romantic connections formed during this time are likely to be based on intellectual compatibility rather than just physical attraction. Despite the many benefits of this transit, there are a few challenges to be mindful of. With Mercury in the 9th house, your mind may be restless, constantly seeking new information and experiences. While this is great for learning, it can also make it difficult to focus on one thing for too long. Try to strike a balance between exploration and commitment, ensuring that you follow through on the projects and ideas you start. Since Mercury governs both communication and movement, be mindful while traveling or engaging in important discussions, as misunderstandings could arise, especially with Saturn's influence adding a level of seriousness to your words. Financially, this transit may bring opportunities through educational or foreign-related investments. If you have been considering investing in studies, travel, or a business related to publishing, media, or international trade, this could be a favorable time to do so. Seek advice from trusted mentors or professionals before making major commitments. Overall, Mercury's transit through Aquarius in your 9th house is an exciting and expansive period that encourages intellectual growth, spiritual exploration, and meaningful travels. Your curiosity will be heightened, leading you to seek knowledge through books, courses, and discussions with wise individuals. Professionally, you may explore new career avenues related to teaching, publishing, or international work. Your communication skills will be sharp, making it a great time for public speaking and sharing your ideas. However, it is essential to remain open-minded and balanced in your approach, ensuring that your thirst for knowledge does not turn into rigidity. With discipline and focus, you can make the most of this transit, setting the stage for long-term personal and professional success. For Cancer, Mercury's transit through Aquarius, your 8th house, initiates a phase of deep introspection and curiosity about the hidden aspects of life. As Mercury rules both your third house of communication, effort, and courage, and your 12th house of losses, isolation, and spirituality, its movement into the mysterious and transformative 8th house brings a blend of intellectual pursuit and subconscious exploration. This period will make you deeply inquisitive about matters related to occult sciences, mysticism, hidden knowledge, and transformation. Your mind will be drawn toward researching esoteric subjects, and you may find yourself delving into astrology, research, or psychology. The 8th house represents both crisis and renewal, and with Mercury's analytical mind influencing this sector, you will actively seek answers to complex questions about life, death, and rebirth. Since the 8th house also governs sudden gains and losses, you may experience both financial windfalls and unexpected expenses during this time. If you are involved in investments, insurance, or inheritance matters, it is essential to scrutinize every detail carefully. Mercury's logical nature helps you navigate these areas with a sharp eye, but since it is also the ruler of your 12th house, there is a risk of financial miscalculations or unforeseen expenditures. Be cautious while handling joint assets, loans, and financial agreements, as misunderstandings or hidden clauses could lead to complications. Avoid impulsive financial decisions, especially those based on speculation, and consult professionals before making any commitments. Your communication style will also undergo a transformation during this period. The third house governs speech, writing, and self-expression, and with its ruler now transiting the 8th house, your words may carry a deeper, more intense undertone. You may find yourself engaging in profound discussions about life's mysteries or uncovering hidden truths in conversations. This is an excellent time for those who work in investigative fields, research, or counseling, as your ability to perceive beyond the surface will be heightened. However, this placement also suggests that your speech may sometimes become secretive or reserved, as you may not feel comfortable sharing your thoughts openly. Be mindful of how you communicate with close ones, as your words could carry unintended weight. On a psychological level, this transit encourages deep mental transformation. Since Mercury represents intellect and reasoning, you may find yourself questioning long-held beliefs and undergoing a shift in perspective. The 12th house lord moving into the 8th creates a Viparita Raj Yoga, which initially brings challenges but eventually results in gains. This means that while the transit may start with some mental restlessness or hidden fears surfacing, it will ultimately lead to a greater understanding of your subconscious mind. You may develop an interest in meditation, past life regression, or spiritual retreats as a means to navigate this inner transformation. Relationships, especially intimate ones, could undergo significant shifts during this transit. The 8th house governs shared resources and deep emotional bonds, and with Mercury here, you may feel the need to analyze the dynamics of your close relationships. Conversations with your partner may take on a more serious tone, and issues that were previously ignored may come to the forefront. This is a period when transparency and honest dialogue can either strengthen a relationship or reveal underlying incompatibilities. If you are single, you may attract partners who are intense, mysterious, or intellectually stimulating. However, avoid overanalyzing emotional matters, as Mercury's rational approach may struggle to fully grasp the depth of emotional nuances. In terms of career, this transit is particularly favorable for those involved in research, investigation, psychology, astrology, or any field that requires deep analytical skills. If you work in finance, especially in areas like taxation, auditing, or investments, this is a period to be extra cautious, as hidden details or overlooked aspects could impact your work. Those working in the medical field, particularly in surgery, alternative healing, or counseling, may find that their ability to diagnose and understand complex cases is enhanced. However, workplace politics could become an issue, and you may find yourself caught in behind-the-scenes discussions or hidden rivalries. Maintaining discretion and focusing on your work will be key to navigating this phase effectively. Your relationship with your siblings and close relatives may also be impacted during this transit. Since Mercury rules your third house, which governs siblings and short travels, its placement in the 8th house suggests that there could be temporary distance or misunderstandings with your siblings. Either they may be going through a difficult period, or you may feel disconnected from them due to differing perspectives. It is advisable to be patient and not jump to conclusions, as communication gaps could lead to unnecessary tensions. If you have been planning a short trip, be prepared for unexpected delays or obstacles. Health-wise, the 8th house is associated with chronic issues and sudden ailments. Mercury's transit here may bring fluctuating energy levels and mental restlessness. You may experience stress-related issues, digestive concerns, or unexpected minor health expenses. Since Mercury also rules your 12th house, which represents hospitals and medical expenses, it is wise to pay attention to your health and adopt a balanced lifestyle. Meditation, yoga, and breathing exercises can be particularly beneficial during this period, helping you navigate the mental and emotional shifts that this transit brings. As Mercury transits through Aquarius, its conjunction with Saturn and the Sun adds further layers to its influence. Saturn's presence in the 8th house brings a disciplined and cautious approach to research, finances, and transformation. It urges you to take a methodical approach to problem solving and to avoid unnecessary risks. The Sun, on the other hand, illuminates hidden matters, bringing clarity to aspects of life that were previously unclear. Together, these planetary influences push you toward deep introspection, disciplined learning, and responsible decision-making. Overall, Mercury's transit through your 8th house is a period of intellectual and psychological transformation. It is a time to explore hidden knowledge, navigate financial matters with caution, and embrace inner growth. While there may be moments of uncertainty, challenges, or unexpected events, this transit ultimately provides you with the tools to gain deeper insights into both your external and internal world. Whether through research, spiritual exploration, or deep conversations, this is a period where you can uncover profound truths that shape your path forward. For Leo, as Mercury transits Aquarius, its movement into your 7th house as the lord of your 2nd and 11th houses signifies a time of significant interpersonal and financial developments. This is a period where communication takes focus, particularly in your relationships, both personal and professional. Aquarius, being an intellectual and futuristic sign, encourages open-minded discussions and innovative ideas. This transit allows you to express your thoughts with clarity, making it an ideal time to negotiate deals, form alliances, and work on partnerships. If you have been facing misunderstandings in your personal or professional relationships, Mercury's transit can help resolve them through logical and detached communication. In your personal life, this transit amplifies the importance of relationships. Whether you are married, in a committed relationship, or single, your interactions with others will be highly engaging. If you are in a relationship, you will feel a strong desire to communicate more with your spouse or partner. This is an excellent time for discussing future plans, setting mutual goals, and addressing any unresolved matters. Aquarius influence brings a touch of rationality to emotional conversations, ensuring that discussions remain constructive rather than overly emotional. For those who are single, there is a strong possibility of meeting someone new through social gatherings, professional networks, or even online platforms. Since Mercury governs both communication and intellect, you may be attracted to someone with whom you share mental compatibility rather than just physical attraction. The presence of Saturn in Aquarius alongside Mercury may bring a sense of seriousness and commitment to new relationships, making you more selective about the people you let into your life. From a career perspective, this transit is highly favorable for business and professional partnerships. Mercury, being the planet of commerce and trade, enhances your ability to negotiate deals, form new agreements, and expand your professional network. If you have been considering launching a new business or forming a business partnership, this is an excellent time to do so. The influence of the 11th house lord in the 7th house suggests that networking and collaborations will be key to your success. You may come across opportunities through friends, social circles, or professional associations that can lead to long-term financial gains. Since the 2nd house, which represents wealth and savings, is also involved in this transit, you may be inclined to invest money in a business venture or expand an existing enterprise. Your family may play a crucial role in supporting you financially or even joining you in a professional endeavor. Financially, this transit brings positive developments, but it also requires careful planning. The 11th house's connection to the 7th house indicates that your earnings could increase through partnerships, collaborations, or commissions. However, since Mercury is in an Aries sign like Aquarius, it is essential to manage finances wisely and avoid impulsive investments. If you have been thinking of diversifying your sources of income, this transit presents a great opportunity to do so. There is also a possibility of unexpected financial support from family members or acquaintances, helping you make crucial financial decisions. Travel may also play a significant role during this period. You could embark on trips related to business, networking, or even leisure with your partner. Such journeys will not only be enjoyable but could also open doors to new opportunities. If you are involved in international business or work with foreign clients, Mercury's transit in Aquarius could bring favorable outcomes through overseas connections. This is also a good time for legal matters or contract negotiations, as your ability to articulate and present your case effectively will be heightened. Despite the many advantages of this transit, there are certain challenges to be mindful of. Since Mercury governs speech and communication, misunderstandings may arise if you are not careful with your words. While Mercury in Aquarius promotes rationality, it can also make one overly detached or blunt, which could create friction in close relationships. It is important to balance logic with empathy, especially when discussing sensitive topics with loved ones. The presence of Saturn alongside Mercury may also slow down certain conversations, making it necessary to exercise patience. If you are negotiating deals or agreements, ensure that all terms are clearly defined to avoid complications later. For those seeking marriage, this transit can bring promising prospects, particularly in arranged marriage scenarios where family involvement plays a role. Since the second house, family, and seventh house, marriage, are interconnected during this time, your family may take an active role in helping you find a suitable match. If you are already married, this period is favorable for strengthening your bond with your spouse. Joint financial planning, shared responsibilities, and open discussions will help create harmony in your relationship. However, Saturn's influence in Aquarius may bring some delays or added responsibilities, making it necessary to approach marital matters with maturity and patience. In terms of personal growth, this transit encourages intellectual expansion. Mercury in Aquarius stimulates curiosity, innovation, and original thinking. You may find yourself drawn to learning new skills, exploring technology-driven fields, or engaging in thought-provoking discussions. If you are involved in media, writing, or public speaking, this transit will enhance your ability to articulate your thoughts effectively. You may also receive guidance from mentors, advisors, or experienced individuals who can help you refine your ideas and strategies. Another aspect to consider is health and well-being. While this transit is generally favorable, the increased mental activity and focus on external matters may lead to stress or anxiety. It is important to maintain a balanced routine, ensuring that you take breaks when needed. Practicing mindfulness, engaging in physical activities, and prioritizing rest will help you navigate this transit more smoothly. As the Sun joins Mercury in Aquarius, your confidence and visibility in professional and social circles will increase. You may find yourself in leadership roles, making decisions that impact others. This is a time to showcase your talents, present your ideas, and take calculated risks. However, ensure that you remain adaptable, as Aquarius energy can sometimes bring unexpected shifts in plans. Overall, Mercury's transit through Aquarius in your 7th house brings a period of dynamic communication, professional growth, and financial opportunities. Your ability to interact with others, whether in business, partnerships, or personal relationships, will be your greatest strength. This is a time to embrace intellectual discussions, expand your social network, and make well-thought-out financial decisions. While challenges such as miscommunication or delays may arise, approaching them with patience and strategic thinking will yield positive results. Whether in love, career, or business, this transit encourages you to think ahead and embrace innovative ideas, ultimately paving the way for long-term success. For Virgo, during Mercury's transit through Aquarius, you will experience a period of heightened mental activity, strategic planning, and problem-solving, particularly in areas related to your work, health, and daily responsibilities. Since Mercury is your ascendant lord and your 10th house ruler, its movement into the 6th house will bring focus to the themes of competition, service, and discipline. You will find yourself analyzing situations with precision, and your ability to outthink and outmaneuver your challenges will be at its peak. However, this transit also comes with its share of stress and pressure, making it essential to maintain balance in your professional and personal life. Career-wise, this is a time of intense effort. The 6th house governs service, routine, and employment, and with Mercury here, you will be exceptionally detail-oriented in your work. If you have been facing difficulties at your workplace, whether due to colleagues, office politics, or an overwhelming workload, you will now begin to understand the root cause of these issues. Mercury's sharp intellect will help you come up with practical solutions, allowing you to navigate workplace dynamics more effectively. Those who have been looking for a job may find new opportunities between February 11th and February 27th, as Mercury in the 6th house favors employment. If you have been stuck in a stagnant professional situation, this is a favorable period to seek a better position, as your analytical skills and communication will be appreciated by potential employers. At the same time, there could be an increase in workload and responsibilities, which may feel overwhelming. Since Mercury rules both yourself, 1st house, and your career, 10th house, the demands of work will take a toll on your overall well-being. You may find yourself putting in extra hours, handling difficult clients or bosses, or engaging in mentally draining tasks. The key to success during this time is to stay organized and prioritize efficiently. While you have the ability to tackle complex problems, avoid overanalyzing or becoming excessively critical, as this could lead to unnecessary stress. One of the biggest challenges during this transit is dealing with competition and rivals. The 6th house is also associated with enemies and obstacles, and with Mercury here, you will become highly strategic in dealing with adversaries. Whether in the workplace or personal life, you may encounter people who challenge you, but your wit and intelligence will give you the upper hand. You will be able to outmaneuver competitors through clever communication and precise execution of your plans. However, be mindful not to engage in unnecessary conflicts, as Mercury in this house can sometimes make you too argumentative or defensive. A diplomatic approach will serve you better than direct confrontation. Financially, this is a period that requires caution. The 6th house governs debts, loans, and financial obligations, and Mercury's transit here can bring attention to money-related issues. If you have been struggling with loans or financial instability, this is the time to take corrective action. Review your expenses, cut down unnecessary spending, and create a structured plan to clear any outstanding debts. On the positive side, you may find ways to increase your earnings through hard work and perseverance, but it will not come easily. If you are involved in any legal or financial disputes, this period may bring clarity to these matters, allowing you to find a resolution. Health is another major theme of this transit. The 6th house governs illnesses, and with Mercury here, there could be a tendency toward nervous energy, anxiety, or stress-related health issues. You may experience mental exhaustion due to the increased workload and responsibilities. It is essential to take breaks, maintain a balanced diet, and engage in physical activities to keep your energy levels stable. If you have been neglecting your health, this transit will push you to pay more attention to it. You may decide to research health and wellness strategies, start a new diet, or adopt better lifestyle habits. Mercury's analytical nature will help you identify what works best for your body, and if you are facing any health concerns, you may now find the right treatment or medical advice. Relationships may also be affected by this transit, particularly due to Mercury's influence on communication. The 6th house can bring disagreements and conflicts, especially in close relationships, due to differences in perspectives. You may find yourself being overly critical or analytical, which could lead to unnecessary arguments. It is important to communicate clearly and calmly, avoiding misunderstandings that could create tension. If you are in a committed relationship, this is a good time to address any practical concerns or financial planning together. However, be mindful of being too emotionally detached, as Mercury in Aquarius can sometimes make communication overly intellectual rather than emotionally connected. The 6th house represents daily habits, and Mercury in Aquarius will inspire you to refine your daily schedule, optimize your work-life balance, and integrate practical wisdom into your life. You may be drawn to learning new skills, engaging in self-improvement activities, or exploring innovative ideas that can enhance your personal and professional growth. Saturn's presence in Aquarius will add a layer of seriousness to these efforts, ensuring that you remain disciplined and focused on long-term benefits. Mercury's conjunction with the Sun later in the transit will bring a burst of clarity and recognition. This will be a time when your efforts are acknowledged, particularly in the workplace. If you have been working hard behind the scenes, you may receive appreciation from superiors or colleagues. This period is excellent for presenting ideas, making proposals, or engaging in negotiations, as your communication will be sharp and persuasive. However, avoid arrogance or overconfidence, as Mercury in the 6th house still requires humility and careful planning. Overall, Mercury's transit through Aquarius will be a time of intense focus, strategic action, and overcoming challenges. While the 6th house brings obstacles, it also offers the opportunity to conquer them with intelligence and perseverance. You will be required to put in effort, whether in your career, finances, health, or relationships, but the rewards will come through careful planning and execution. Avoid excessive worry or overthinking, as these could drain your energy. Instead, channel your intellect into constructive actions that will bring long-term stability and success. By the end of this transit, you will emerge stronger, wiser, and more in control of the areas of life that required attention. For Libra, the transit of Mercury in Aquarius activates your 5th house, bringing a surge of intellectual energy and creativity into your life. As Mercury rules both your 9th house of higher knowledge, fortune, and long journeys, and your 12th house of loss, expenses, and isolation, this transit bridges these two areas, encouraging deep thinking, learning, and exploration of new ideas. The 5th house is associated with creativity, education, romance, speculation, and children, making this a highly dynamic period that influences multiple aspects of your life. One of the primary effects of this transit is a heightened interest in learning and education. You may feel a sudden urge to expand your knowledge, whether through formal education, self-study, or exploring philosophical and spiritual concepts. If you are a student, this is a particularly favorable time to focus on your studies, as Mercury's analytical energy sharpens your ability to grasp complex subjects. The 9th house connection suggests that higher education or foreign studies may become a focus, and if you have been waiting for approvals regarding visas or university admissions, you may see progress in these areas after February 11th. If you have been contemplating learning a new language or delving into a foreign subject, this transit supports your endeavors. Creativity flourishes under this transit, making it an ideal time for artists, writers, and performers. Your imagination is enhanced, and you may feel drawn toward innovative ideas or unconventional methods of self-expression. If you work in fields related to media, entertainment, or content creation, this transit could bring new opportunities to showcase your skills. With Mercury's influence in Aquarius, a sign known for its originality and futuristic vision, you may experiment with new styles, explore modern technology, or integrate digital tools into your creative work. If you have been considering launching a YouTube channel, a blog, or any social media project, this is an auspicious time to start. Romantic life also receives a boost during this transit. Mercury in the 5th house makes love and relationships more intellectual, emphasizing communication and mental stimulation. If you are single, you may find yourself attracted to individuals who share your interests and can engage in deep, thought-provoking conversations. For those already in relationships, this period encourages a renewal of excitement through shared intellectual pursuits, travel discussions, or exploring new hobbies together. If you are in a long-distance relationship, Mercury's influence on your 9th and 12th houses suggests an increase in communication, possibly through digital means, strengthening your bond. Financial matters, particularly speculative ventures, also come into focus. The 5th house governs stock trading, gambling, and investment, and Mercury's presence here encourages calculated risk-taking. If you have been considering investments, particularly in foreign markets or digital assets, this transit provides favorable conditions. However, caution is advised due to Mercury's association with the 12th house, which represents losses. While this period encourages financial growth, it also emphasizes the importance of strategic planning and research. Saturn's presence in Aquarius acts as a balancing force, reminding you to be patient and disciplined in your financial decisions. Your connection with children and younger individuals strengthens during this transit. If you have children, this is a great time to engage in meaningful conversations with them, guide them in their educational pursuits, and support their creative endeavors. Mercury's influence makes interactions with children more insightful and rewarding, allowing for mutual learning and understanding. If you are involved in teaching, mentoring, or any form of education, you will find this period particularly fulfilling, as your communication skills will help inspire and guide others effectively. Mercury's role as the 12th house lord indicates a tendency to retreat into philosophical contemplation or seek knowledge from esoteric and mystical sources. You may feel drawn to meditation, spiritual readings, or discussions with learned individuals who can expand your understanding of life's deeper truths. If you have been contemplating a spiritual retreat or pilgrimage, this period is favorable for such endeavors. The influence of the 9th house further amplifies this inclination, suggesting that spiritual practices. Despite all the positive influences, challenges may arise in the form of self-doubt or mental overactivity. The conjunction of Mercury with Saturn in Aquarius can sometimes make you overly analytical, leading to moments of hesitation or skepticism. You may feel the need to overthink situations, particularly in creative or financial matters, which could slow down your decision-making process. While it is good to be cautious, it is equally important to trust your intuition and not let fear hinder your progress. The activation of the 12th house energy can sometimes create a sense of detachment or isolation. You may find yourself spending more time in contemplation or feeling the need for solitude. While this can be beneficial for self-reflection, it is essential to maintain a balance and not withdraw completely from social interactions. Engaging in group discussions, networking, or collaborating on creative projects can help you stay connected and avoid feeling disconnected from reality. As the Sun moves into Aquarius and joins Mercury, the impact of this transit becomes even more pronounced. The Sun brings vitality and confidence, enhancing your ability to express yourself with clarity and conviction. This period is excellent for public speaking, presentations, or any form of intellectual discourse. Your ideas may receive recognition, and your efforts in education, creativity, or professional life may be acknowledged by those in authority. Overall, Mercury's transit through Aquarius in your 5th house is a period of intellectual and creative expansion. It enhances your ability to learn, communicate, and express yourself in innovative ways. Whether through education, artistic pursuits, or speculative ventures, you are likely to see growth and success. Romance becomes more mentally stimulating, and your connection with children and younger individuals deepens. While challenges may arise in the form of overthinking or temporary isolation, the overall impact of this transit is positive, pushing you toward personal development and new opportunities. For Scorpio, during this transit, Mercury's movement through Aquarius brings significant changes to your domestic environment, emotional state, and family interactions. As the ruler of your 8th and 11th houses, Mercury carries themes of transformation, sudden events, financial gains, and expansion of social circles. Now that it is transiting your 4th house, which governs home, family, property, and inner stability, these aspects will intertwine, creating an eventful period that reshapes your home life and emotional well-being. One of the key influences of this transit is the heightened focus on communication within your family. You may find yourself engaging in deeper conversations with your mother or other family members, addressing unresolved issues, or simply spending more time nurturing your relationships at home. Mercury, being the planet of intellect and speech, encourages dialogue, making it an ideal time to express your thoughts and listen to the perspectives of your loved ones. If there have been misunderstandings in the past, this transit offers a chance to clear the air and restore harmony. Mercury's association with the 8th house of sudden changes and secrets suggests that unexpected developments may arise within your household. There could be discussions about property inheritance, financial matters related to real estate, or even uncovering long-hidden family secrets. If you have been considering a home renovation or relocation, this transit supports such transformations. The 8th house influence indicates that any changes happening now may feel sudden or even unsettling at first, but they will ultimately lead to a more stable and fulfilling living situation. The 11th house, which Mercury also rules, signifies gains, social networks, and aspirations. When its lord transits the 4th house, it indicates financial improvements through property investments, rental income, or real estate transactions. If you are looking to buy or sell a home, this is a favorable period, provided you conduct thorough research before making commitments. However, since the 8th house also governs unforeseen losses and complications, it is essential to seek professional advice before signing legal documents related to property. Socially, this transit expands your home environment to include friends and relatives. You may host gatherings, reunions, or welcome guests into your home more frequently. If you live away from your family, you might experience more virtual interactions or visits from relatives. The presence of the 11th lord in the 4th house suggests that your home will become a hub of social activity, which can be enjoyable but may also disrupt your personal space. The 4th house governs your mental and emotional foundation, and with Mercury's influence, you may find yourself reflecting on your past, your childhood experiences, and your deepest desires. This is a great time for introspection and personal growth. If you have been feeling emotionally unsettled, engaging in self-care practices such as journaling, meditation, or therapy can be particularly beneficial now. In romantic relationships, this transit encourages meaningful discussions with your partner, particularly regarding home and family matters. If you are married or in a committed relationship, you may find yourselves making decisions about living arrangements, future plans, or family responsibilities. Mercury's analytical nature supports logical decision-making, allowing you and your partner to communicate openly and effectively. However, the 8th house influence may also bring hidden issues to the surface, so it is important to approach conversations with patience and understanding. For those who are single, this transit may not be the most romantic, but it can still bring opportunities to connect with potential partners through family gatherings or mutual social circles. Since the 11th house rules friendships, you may develop a romantic interest in someone from your extended network or meet a special person through a close friend. Any relationship that begins during this period is likely to have a strong intellectual and emotional foundation. Academically, students will experience a shift in focus toward home-based learning or subjects related to real estate, psychology, or esoteric studies. Mercury's influence enhances your ability to grasp new concepts and analyze information critically. If you are preparing for exams, studying at home will be particularly productive during this time. The presence of the 8th house lord in the 4th house suggests that you may also develop an interest in deep, hidden knowledge such as astrology, occult sciences, or research-based fields. Financially, this transit is a mix of gains and caution. While Mercury in the 4th house can bring opportunities for property-related investments and long-term financial planning, the 8th house influence warns against impulsive decisions. If you are considering investing in real estate, ensure that you have all necessary legal documents in place and that you are fully aware of the risks involved. Any financial dealings related to inheritance, shared assets, or joint investments should be handled with extra care. The 4th house represents the mother, and with the 8th lord transiting here, you may need to pay special attention to her health. If she has been facing any medical issues, this is the time to ensure that she receives proper care. Your bond with her may deepen, as Mercury encourages communication and understanding. Spending quality time with your mother and supporting her emotionally will be particularly rewarding during this period. As the Sun joins Mercury in Aquarius, this transit gains even more significance. The Sun represents authority, clarity, and leadership, and its conjunction with Mercury in the 4th house enhances your ability to make informed decisions regarding your home and family. If you are involved in family businesses, this period can bring new strategies and ideas to improve operations. It is also a time when you may take on a more responsible role within your household, ensuring that everyone's needs are met. Saturn's influence in Aquarius adds an element of discipline and structure to this transit. While Mercury encourages communication and adaptability, Saturn ensures that your decisions are practical and well thought out. This is especially beneficial for long-term planning, whether it is related to financial investments, home improvements, or personal development. However, Saturn's presence may also create moments of hesitation or self-doubt, making it important to strike a balance between careful planning and taking necessary action. Overall, this transit of Mercury in Aquarius brings a dynamic shift to your home life, emotional state, and financial stability. It is a period of transformation, introspection, and meaningful communication with family members. While some unexpected changes may arise, they ultimately pave the way for growth and stability. Whether it is through property investments, deepening family connections, or personal reflection, this transit offers you valuable opportunities to realign your domestic life with your long-term goals. Embracing these changes with an open mind will ensure that you make the most of Mercury's influence during this period. For Sagittarius, Mercury's transit through Aquarius brings a dynamic shift, influencing communication, career, partnerships, and travel. As Mercury governs your 7th house of relationships and business as well as your 10th house of career and professional standing, its movement into the 3rd house amplifies your intellectual and communicative abilities. This period is marked by an increased desire to engage with others, express ideas, and explore new avenues of learning and networking. You may find yourself drawn to discussions, debates, and the exchange of knowledge, making it an ideal time to refine your communication skills. This transit also encourages short-distance travel, particularly for professional reasons. Whether for business meetings, seminars, or collaborations, you may find yourself frequently on the move. These travels are likely to bring beneficial outcomes, as Mercury in Aquarius supports innovation, strategic thinking, and adaptability. It is also a time when you might use digital platforms, social media, or technology to expand your professional network, as Aquarius is strongly linked with futuristic and unconventional methods of communication. Mercury's position in the 3rd house enhances your ability to articulate thoughts with clarity, making it an excellent time for those involved in writing, teaching, marketing, sales, or any field that requires persuasive communication. If you've been contemplating launching a new business, this transit provides the mental agility and strategic planning necessary to lay the groundwork for a successful venture. The 7th house's connection to business partnerships means that collaborative efforts could be particularly fruitful during this time. You may find yourself brainstorming new ideas with business associates, negotiating deals, or entering into promising agreements that could shape your future career path. Your professional life is likely to see positive developments, especially if you are in a career that involves frequent communication, public speaking, or consulting. The influence of Mercury brings fresh opportunities for recognition and success, and your superiors may acknowledge your contributions. There is also a possibility of a promotion, salary hike, or a change in responsibilities that align with your growing expertise. However, since the 10th Lord is moving 6 places away from its original house, the workload may increase, demanding extra effort and perseverance from you. While this could initially feel overwhelming, your ability to adapt and multitask will help you navigate these challenges effectively. On the personal front, this transit emphasizes communication within your relationships. Whether in marriage, friendships, or partnerships, clear and open discussions are essential to maintaining harmony. Mercury in Aquarius can sometimes bring a detached or overly analytical approach to conversations, so it is important to ensure that your words are not misinterpreted. Expressing love, appreciation, and support through verbal communication will be key in strengthening bonds with your partner and loved ones. If there have been misunderstandings in your relationships, this is the time to clear them up through honest dialogue. Your relationship with siblings and close relatives may also take focus during this transit. The 3rd house governs these connections, and Mercury's presence here fosters better communication and understanding. You might spend more time with siblings, engage in joint projects, or reconnect with distant relatives through phone calls or online interactions. If there have been unresolved issues, this transit provides an opportunity to mend ties and rebuild trust. There is also a possibility of financial gains or mutual support arising from these relationships, as the 10th Lord's influence extends professional success into the personal area. Mentally, this period stimulates intellectual curiosity, prompting you to seek out new knowledge and expand your understanding of various subjects. You may feel drawn to technology, science, or other unconventional fields of study that challenge conventional thinking. If you are involved in research, this is an excellent time to dive deeper into complex topics, as Mercury in Aquarius enhances analytical thinking and problem-solving abilities. Engaging in online courses, workshops, or reading thought-provoking material can further enrich your perspective. Saturn's presence in Aquarius alongside Mercury adds a layer of discipline and structure to your thoughts. While Mercury encourages quick thinking and adaptability, Saturn demands patience and careful planning. This combination ensures that your ideas are not just fleeting inspirations but well-thought-out plans that can be executed effectively. If you are working on a long-term project, this transit supports meticulous planning and steady progress. However, you may occasionally feel moments of self-doubt or hesitation due to Saturn's restrictive influence. It is crucial to maintain confidence in your abilities and trust the process, even if things do not unfold immediately as expected. As the Sun joins Mercury in Aquarius, the energy of this transit becomes even more pronounced, emphasizing leadership, self-expression, and public recognition. This period is particularly beneficial for those in managerial or authoritative positions, as it enhances your ability to command attention and inspire others. Your words carry weight, and people are likely to listen to your advice or follow your guidance. If you have been waiting for the right moment to pitch an idea, present a proposal, or take on a leadership role, this is the time to do so. However, one potential challenge during this transit is the tendency to overanalyze or become overwhelmed by too many ideas. With Mercury's fast-paced energy in an air sign like Aquarius, your mind may be flooded with information, leading to scattered thoughts or difficulty in focusing on one task at a time. It is important to prioritize and organize your workflow to ensure productivity rather than getting lost in endless possibilities. Practicing mindfulness, meditation, or journaling can help clear mental clutter and bring greater clarity to your thought process. Overall, Mercury's transit through Aquarius in your third house is a period of dynamic growth, intellectual expansion, and enhanced communication. Professionally, you can expect new opportunities, successful negotiations, and potential financial rewards. Personally, your relationships with partners, siblings, and associates will benefit from open and honest conversations. Travel, networking, and learning will be prominent themes, encouraging you to embrace change and adapt to new situations with confidence. While challenges such as increased workload or the risk of miscommunication may arise, your ability to think critically and express yourself effectively will ultimately lead to success. For Capricorn, during this transit, you will find yourself deeply focused on financial planning and resource management. With Mercury moving through your second house, your analytical abilities will be heightened, allowing you to assess your income, expenses, and financial prospects with precision. This is an ideal time to reevaluate your budget, explore new income opportunities, or consider strategic investments. The innovative energy of Aquarius might push you towards unconventional financial methods, such as digital currencies, technological investments, or online business ventures. You will likely become more calculated and meticulous in handling your finances, ensuring that every decision aligns with long-term stability. Communication within your family will take on new significance, as Mercury in the second house influences speech and self-expression. You may feel a strong urge to address unresolved issues or to initiate discussions about financial responsibilities, inheritance, or shared assets. This transit encourages honesty and openness, allowing you to strengthen familial bonds through meaningful conversations. However, with Mercury ruling your sixth house of conflicts and your ninth house of wisdom, there is also the possibility of disagreements, particularly with your father or elders. It will be crucial to approach discussions with patience and diplomacy to avoid unnecessary friction. Your persuasive communication skills will be at their peak during this period, which will be beneficial in both personal and professional spheres. The second house governs speech, and Mercury's presence here enhances your ability to articulate thoughts clearly and effectively. Whether you are negotiating business deals, giving presentations, or engaging in networking, your words will carry weight and influence. This is a favorable time for those in professions that require eloquence, such as sales, public relations, teaching, or writing. If you work in marketing or finance, you may find yourself formulating new strategies that lead to significant financial gains. In terms of career, this transit brings opportunities for growth and recognition. Mercury rules your sixth house of service and employment, which means that those who are unemployed or seeking new jobs will likely receive offers during this period. If you are already working, expect an increase in responsibilities and the possibility of relocation or promotion. Your problem-solving abilities will be highly valued, and your employers or clients will appreciate your innovative approach. The ninth house connection also suggests that opportunities related to publishing, education, or travel may be lucrative. If you are involved in teaching, content creation, or social media platforms, you might see an increase in financial gains through these mediums. The presence of Mercury in the second house also has a significant impact on your financial stability. If you have outstanding debts or pending payments, this transit increases the likelihood of receiving money that was previously stuck or delayed. Legal matters related to finances may also see progress, allowing you to clear dues or negotiate settlements in your favor. With the ninth lord moving into the second house, fortune favors financial growth through ethical business practices, educational pursuits, or international dealings. If you are involved in import-export, higher education, or advisory roles, this is an excellent time to expand your reach and maximize profits. Your personal relationships will also be influenced by this transit, particularly in terms of emotional expression and financial discussions. While your romantic partnerships may flourish with open and clear communication, there could be some friction in family matters. Mercury's connection with the sixth house suggests that disputes over financial matters or differing opinions within the family could arise. It will be important to handle such situations tactfully, avoiding harsh words that might lead to misunderstandings. If handled well, this transit can help in strengthening bonds by resolving long-standing issues through dialogue and mutual understanding. For students, this period is highly favorable for academic success. The ninth house governs higher education, and Mercury's transit through the second house supports learning, memorization, and intellectual pursuits. If you are preparing for competitive exams, you are likely to perform well due to enhanced focus and cognitive abilities. This is a great time for enrolling in courses, learning new skills, or pursuing knowledge that can contribute to future career advancements. The influence of Saturn in Aquarius further strengthens the impact of this transit by bringing discipline and a long-term approach to your financial and intellectual endeavors. While Mercury enhances quick thinking and adaptability, Saturn ensures that your plans are well-structured and sustainable. This combination will help you balance short-term financial gains with long-term stability, ensuring that your efforts lead to enduring success. However, Saturn's presence can also create some financial constraints, pushing you to be more cautious and prudent with your spending habits. As the Sun joins Mercury in Aquarius, the energy of this transit becomes more pronounced, increasing your confidence and visibility. The Sun's influence highlights your leadership abilities, particularly in financial and familial matters. You may find yourself taking charge of responsibilities at home or in the workplace, earning recognition for your ability to manage resources effectively. This is a time when your opinions will be valued, and you may take on advisory roles that enhance your reputation and authority. One potential challenge during this transit is the tendency to become overly focused on material wealth and financial security. While it is important to manage your resources wisely, you should also ensure that your emotional well-being and relationships are not neglected. Striking a balance between financial aspirations and personal fulfillment will be key to making the most of this period. Overall, Mercury's transit in Aquarius will be highly beneficial for Capricorn natives, particularly in financial growth, career advancements, and intellectual pursuits. Your ability to communicate effectively, manage resources efficiently, and strategize wisely will bring significant progress in various aspects of life. However, maintaining harmony in familial relationships and being mindful of potential disputes will be essential to fully harness the positive energies of this transit. For Aquarius, the transit of Mercury into Aquarius brings a dynamic and intellectually stimulating period. As Mercury, the ruler of the fifth house of creativity, romance, and speculation, and the eighth house of transformation, inheritance, and secrecy, moves into the first house of self and personality, it ignites a phase of deep introspection and external transformation. This transit enhances curiosity, sharpens the mind, and increases the desire for self-improvement. You may find yourself questioning your life path and wondering if you are making meaningful progress toward your personal and professional goals. One of the most significant aspects of this transit is its impact on self-expression. Mercury in the first house amplifies the way you communicate, making you more articulate, persuasive, and engaging in your conversations. Your speech may become more refined, and your ability to express yourself clearly and intelligently will improve. This is an excellent period for public speaking, teaching, or any profession that involves communication, as people will be naturally drawn to your words. Aquarius is an innovative and unconventional sign, so your thought process will be more forward-thinking and unique, helping you stand out in any discussions or debates. This period also emphasizes learning and acquiring new knowledge. With Mercury ruling your fifth house of education, there is a strong inclination toward intellectual pursuits. You may be drawn to new areas of study, whether for personal growth or career advancement. If you are a student, this transit will enhance your ability to grasp complex concepts, making it an excellent time to prepare for exams or engage in research. The fifth house also governs creativity, so if you are involved in artistic fields, writing, or entertainment, you will find inspiration flowing effortlessly, allowing you to produce innovative work. Financially, the influence of Mercury as the 8th house lord in the 1st house brings a focus on matters related to inheritance, joint finances, and speculation. There is a potential for unexpected financial gains, particularly through investments, the stock market, or ancestral wealth. However, the 8th house is also associated with uncertainties and risks, so it is crucial to approach financial decisions with careful analysis rather than impulsivity. You might find yourself more interested in learning about wealth management, investments, or even hidden sources of income. Be mindful of sudden expenses, as the 8th house can also bring unexpected financial obligations. On a personal level, this transit sparks a period of transformation. The 8th house represents deep psychological changes, and with its lord transiting your ascendant, you may undergo an internal shift that alters your perception of yourself and the world around you. This could be a time when you redefine your identity, break free from outdated beliefs, or undergo an emotional renewal. You may find yourself drawn to subjects related to psychology, metaphysics, or esoteric knowledge, seeking answers to deeper existential questions. While this transit enhances self-awareness, it may also make you more secretive or selective about what you share with others. You could develop an interest in hidden knowledge, research, or even investigative work. If you are in a profession that requires analyzing data, conducting research, or dealing with confidential matters, you will perform exceptionally well during this period. However, since the 8th house also governs secrets and scandals, it is advisable to avoid involvement in any secretive dealings that could lead to complications later. Your relationships will also experience an impact during this transit. With Mercury influencing the 1st house, you may find yourself reassessing your approach to relationships and communication with others. Your romantic life could experience a period of intellectual stimulation, where conversations become more engaging and thought-provoking. If you are in a relationship, you and your partner may explore new ideas together, deepening your bond. However, if there have been any underlying issues, Mercury's analytical nature may bring them to the surface, prompting necessary discussions and resolutions. Family interactions may also see a shift, as your focus on personal development could create moments of introspection or detachment. The 5th house, ruled by Mercury, relates to children, and this transit can indicate positive developments in their education or personal growth. If you have children, you may find yourself actively involved in their learning process, guiding them toward better academic or creative pursuits. However, since the 8th house also represents unpredictability, it is advisable to be patient and understanding if any sudden challenges arise within family dynamics. Professionally, this transit benefits those involved in research, teaching, writing, or speculative industries. If you are in the stock market, banking, or financial sector, you may experience fluctuations but also opportunities for gains if decisions are made wisely. Entrepreneurs may feel inclined to explore unconventional business ideas, while those in creative fields may produce groundbreaking work. If you work in a corporate environment, your communication skills and intellectual sharpness will be recognized, potentially leading to appreciation from superiors or new career opportunities. The presence of Saturn in Aquarius during this transit adds a layer of discipline to your mental processes. While Mercury enhances quick thinking and adaptability, Saturn encourages structure and long-term planning. This combination helps you balance innovation with practicality, ensuring that your ideas are not just theoretical but also actionable. If you have been struggling with indecision or a lack of direction, this transit will provide clarity, helping you set realistic goals and work toward them methodically. As the Sun moves into Aquarius and joins Mercury, it further illuminates your self-image and public presence. You may feel a stronger desire to assert yourself, take leadership roles, or gain recognition for your talents and intellect. This is an excellent time to put yourself forward in professional settings, showcase your abilities, and gain respect for your contributions. Despite the many positive aspects of this transit, one challenge to be aware of is the tendency to overanalyze or become mentally restless. With Mercury in your 1st house, your mind will be highly active, leading to moments of excessive thinking or stress. It is important to practice mindfulness and ensure that you are not overwhelming yourself with too much information at once. Taking breaks, engaging in relaxation techniques, or spending time in nature can help maintain mental balance. Overall, Mercury's transit through Aquarius brings a period of heightened intellectual activity, self-discovery, and transformation. It enhances your communication skills, increases curiosity, and provides opportunities for financial and personal growth. Your ability to articulate thoughts clearly, make strategic decisions, and adapt to new circumstances will be at its peak, making this an excellent time for career advancements and personal development. However, it is important to approach financial risks cautiously, avoid impulsive decisions, and maintain emotional balance. By leveraging the positive aspects of this transit while being mindful of its challenges, You can make significant progress in various areas of life and emerge with a renewed sense of confidence and purpose. For Pisces, during Mercury's transit through Aquarius in your 12th house, you may find yourself navigating a period of introspection, self-discovery, and potential shifts in your external circumstances. As the ruler of both your 4th and 7th houses, Mercury's movement into this domain activates themes related to home, family, relationships, business, and spiritual evolution. This is a period that encourages deep contemplation, foreign connections, and significant transitions in both personal and professional spheres. While some challenges may arise, particularly in terms of comfort, stability, and relationships, this transit offers immense potential for growth and transformation. With Mercury, the ruler of your 4th house, moving into the 12th house, there may be a sense of detachment from your homeland or a literal change in residence. You may find yourself relocating to a distant place, possibly even a foreign country, for work, education, or personal reasons. If you have already moved away from your birthplace, this period may bring an opportunity to invest in property or establish a more permanent residence in your new location. However, on a more challenging note, this transit could create some disturbances in domestic life. You may feel emotionally distant from your family members or face misunderstandings at home. It's crucial to maintain open and honest communication with loved ones to prevent unnecessary conflicts. The 12th house is also associated with expenses and losses, which means that financial prudence is necessary during this transit. While there are opportunities for professional growth, especially in foreign collaborations and international business ventures, you may also notice an increase in expenditures. Investments related to travel, spiritual pursuits, medical expenses, or business expansion could require careful planning. If you are involved in an independent business with overseas clients, this transit can bring fruitful deals and new partnerships. However, you should exercise caution in financial dealings, as impulsive decisions may lead to unexpected losses. Your professional life will see significant developments, especially if your work involves research, communication, or foreign relations. Those in fields like academia, spirituality, psychology, or even technology may find themselves drawn to projects that require deep intellectual engagement. If you have been planning to work behind the scenes or engage in activities that require discretion, this is a favorable period to do so. Employees may receive recognition from superiors for their analytical skills and strategic thinking, possibly leading to salary increments or promotions. However, if you feel a sense of dissatisfaction with your job, this transit may push you to consider alternative career paths, particularly those that align with your higher aspirations and long-term goals. The impact of this transit on relationships can be complex. With Mercury ruling your 7th house of partnerships and moving into the 12th house, there may be distance, either physical or emotional, between you and your significant other. Those in long-distance relationships may find themselves missing their partner more intensely, while those in committed relationships might struggle with a lack of emotional intimacy due to work pressures or personal introspection. If you are single, this period may bring the possibility of a new relationship, possibly with someone from a different cultural background or a foreign land. For married individuals, this transit requires careful attention to your spouse's well-being. There may be concerns regarding their health, requiring medical attention or emotional support. Unresolved issues in the relationship may surface, prompting discussions about boundaries, emotional needs, and long-term compatibility. It is essential to be patient and communicate openly to avoid misunderstandings. On the positive side, this transit provides an opportunity to deepen the spiritual connection with your partner, exploring shared philosophical or spiritual interests. The 12th house governs meditation, solitude, and inner exploration, making this an ideal time to delve into spiritual practices, journaling, or mindfulness techniques. Mercury's influence in the 12th house enhances your ability to process subconscious thoughts and uncover hidden truths about yourself. This is a powerful time for healing past traumas, letting go of limiting beliefs, and embracing a new perspective on life. Aquarius, being an innovative and forward-thinking sign, brings a unique flavor to this transit. You may find yourself attracted to unconventional ideas, alternative healing practices, or progressive philosophies that challenge traditional beliefs. Your intellectual curiosity will be heightened, leading you to explore topics related to metaphysics, psychology, or humanitarian causes. If you work in research, writing, or the digital space, this is a favorable time to generate new ideas and contribute meaningful insights to your field. The presence of Saturn in Aquarius during this transit adds a layer of discipline and structure to your introspective journey. While Mercury encourages exploration and curiosity, Saturn provides the necessary foundation to channel your insights into practical applications. This combination helps you strike a balance between intellectual exploration and real-world responsibilities. Saturn's influence also emphasizes the need for patience, particularly in dealing with financial matters, relationships, and career transitions. Any decisions made during this transit should be well thought out, as they may have long-term consequences. As the Sun joins Mercury in Aquarius during this transit, there will be a noticeable shift in energy. The Sun's presence illuminates the hidden aspects of your psyche, bringing greater self-awareness and clarity about your desires. This is a time to embrace your individuality and recognize the unique gifts you bring to the world. Despite the many opportunities for growth, one potential challenge during this transit is the tendency to become lost in your thoughts or overanalyze situations. Mercury's placement in the 12th house can sometimes lead to excessive worry, anxiety, or a sense of isolation. It is important to balance introspection with grounding activities such as exercise, spending time in nature, or engaging in creative pursuits. Establishing a structured daily routine will help you maintain focus and prevent feelings of restlessness. Overall, Mercury's transit through Aquarius in your 12th house brings a period of deep reflection, foreign connections, and professional advancements. While there may be challenges related to domestic stability, financial management, and emotional closeness in relationships, this transit ultimately encourages personal growth and spiritual evolution. By embracing change, maintaining open communication, and grounding yourself in practical actions, you can make the most of this transformative period. Whether through travel, intellectual pursuits, or deeper self-awareness, this transit offers valuable lessons that will shape your future in profound ways. As we conclude this episode, please remember that these insights are based on sidereal or Vedic astrology, which accounts for the approximately 24-degree difference from the tropical zodiac. Individual predictions may vary, as every birth chart is unique. The influence of dasha periods and natal planetary placements can shape transits differently, both positively and negatively. It's essential to consider your own birth chart when applying these general predictions to your personal circumstances. If you'd like personalized predictions or have questions about your astrological chart, feel free to reach out to us. Stay tuned for more astrological updates. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful astrology content. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to sharing more astrological wisdom with you in the future. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep shining bright.